Hello everybody, here I am today. I'm going to be talking about beach scoops. And the weather here is a little cloudy, it's raining a little, but I wanted to make this video anyway. And when I first started metal detecting, this was the scoop I was using on the beach. And this is a nice scoop, it's a big scoop. It has big holes in it. And some people tell me it's better to put a screen over this so you don't miss any small chains or anything that could fall through that. So when you're in the water and you're scooping, that's possibly something that could happen. I've had cheaper scoops or smaller scoops than this. I really like this one. It's very light. It's made of aluminum. And basically, when you find a target, you can kick it with your foot really easy. And because it has this loop right here, it'll hold this. So it's one of the detectors that you could actually kick up. And then when you're scooping, since the holes are so big, the sand comes out pretty well. Now, this is a great scoop for dry sand and a very good scoop for the ocean, for the water. But it's certainly not my best scoop, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. But this is a scoop that I would recommend. I think they sell anywhere between $75 and $150, depending on how big you get this basket, or some of them might fold or come apart for traveling. So this is a scoop. I don't use it as much. This is now my backup scoop. So that's one of the scoops I wanted to talk about today. It's doable, it's a good scoop. Now, this is another scoop that I never did use, but I do see some people using this on the beach. This is a hand scoop, and pretty much people will, when they see a target, they'll bend down and they'll take that out and they'll see what they gotta find. I don't like this scoop, and when I see somebody using this on the beach, I pretty much know or have a good idea they're an amateur and they haven't been doing this a long time. Reason being is all the bending down and bending up and bending down and bending up really is it makes the whole situation harder and not too much fun, especially when it's out there in the hot sun. Now, the good part of having a scoop like this is it's easy to carry around as opposed to something like this. It's easy to store in your car and so on. So it might be good for a backup to the backup, but it's still something I wouldn't choose as my first choice, and it's only for the sand. You really can't use this in water because you can't get down. There's no pole on top. There are some scoops that I've seen online that have a scoop like this at the end, and you can actually take this off, and then you have an option what you want to do. Well, I've been looking at different scoops and just experimenting with different ones. I had one that every time I kicked it, it actually bent, so that wasn't good. Well, I found online my favorite scoop, and this is one thing I cannot do without. This is called the T-Rex scoop. And this is an open scoop because, as you can see, it's open as opposed to my other scoops where they're closed up top. And I'm very skeptical to use something like this, thinking if I took some sand or some water in it and shook it, whatever was supposed to be in there would fall out. But I was pleasantly surprised that that doesn't happen at all. Now, this one is the bigger one of the two T-Rex scoops. I think this one is 9 inches all the way across. But I really enjoyed this scoop a lot. And they have a smaller one, I think 8 or 7. So don't quote me on the size, but this scoop just came with a scoop in the mail. And you go to the store, Home Depot, and you get a shovel handle. And you just attach it on here with one screw. And this gets a lot more, and you can kick it as well. And the holes are smaller, so you don't have to worry about the stuff falling out, and you can pick stuff up. So this is called the T-Rex scoop. I've had it now for about a year, and I'm a big fan of it. They say the other one, there's one that's a little bit lighter for the sand. That is the heavier one for the water. I use this in the sand and the water. I don't find it too heavy for me. Some people might find it too heavy. I consider that exercise. Of all the metal detecting equipment I have, this is one thing I cannot do without. And I just love this scoop. And I haven't had any issues with it. The people that sell it, or the guy that makes it in New Jersey, he's a nice guy. He spoke to me a lot about metal detecting and even the scoops. And he didn't push it on me. I just called him because I wanted to get it. I'll put the information below here where you can get it. I'm sure you can get it other places, but if you could find this online, cheaper maybe, Craigslist, pick it up. It's a T-Rex scoop. There are some other companies that make scoops like this, similar, but this is the one I've experimented with and love. I don't see too much of a reason to try one of those others at this point. But there are ones that are similar to this, but this is my favorite one. It's called the T-Rex scoop. This is just 3 of the different types of beach scoops they have out there. The T-Rex scoop, the traditional closed scoop, where even though it's a little bit open, it's still considered a closed scoop. And then there's the plastic handheld scoop. So those are some of your choices. If you have any comments or questions, post them below the video. And until then, keep metal detecting and have a great day.